ConQuesT is the annual science fiction and fantasy convention held in the Kansas City, Missouri area over the U.S. Memorial Day weekend. It is sponsored by the long-running, since 1971, Kansas City Science Fiction and Fantasy Society. CAFS. Pronounced CAXFUS. ConQuesT is the oldest such fan convention of its type in Missouri and in the U.S. Central States region. First established using the name Mid-America Con in June 1972. After that, the next 9 CAFS-sponsored conventions were named BYOB Cons. The final B in the name having additional and alternate science-fictional meanings beyond the traditional meanings. In 1980, CAFS adopted the permanent name ConQuesT, sometimes abbreviated CQT, for the convention. The convention's purpose is to celebrate science fiction, fantasy, and horror in all its various forms, but with a nod toward the literary side of these closely related genres. For some years its programming has been built around a different yearly theme. Conventions. 1970s. Mid-America Con, held June 16 to 18, 1972 at the Hotel Continental, and featured author guests of honor Philip Jose Farmer and James E. Gunn. Fan guests Vern and Rita Coriel. Special guest Russ Myers. And Toastmasters Ken Keller and Jim Lehr. BYOB Con 1. RelaxiCon. Held late fall 1972 at the Glenwood Manor Motor Hotel. No guests of honor. BYOB Con 2. RelaxiCon. Held spring 1973 at the Glenwood Manor Motor Hotel. No guests of honor. BYOB Con 3. RelaxiCon, weekend-long fan party. Held fall 1973 at private residence. No guests of honor. BYOB Con 4 held summer 1974 at the Muehlebach Hotel, and featured author guest of honor Wilson Tucker, fan guest Hoi Ping Pong, and Toastmaster Bob Tucker. BYOB Con 5 held summer 1975 at the Radisson Muehlebach Hotel, and featured author guest of honor Robert Bloch, fan guests Ron and Linda Bush Yager, special guests Harlan Ellison, Tim Kirk, and Toastmaster Bob Tucker. BYOB Con 6 held 1976 at the Airport Marriott Hotel, and featured author guest of honor C. L. Moore, fan guest Fred Haskell, and Toastmaster Jody Offutt. BYOB Con 7 held 1977 at the Hotel President, and featured author guest of honor C. J. Cherry, fan guest Sherry Fessemeyer, and Toastmaster Bob Tucker. BYOB Con 8 held 1978 at the Hotel President, and featured author guest of honor Marion Zimmer Bradley, fan guest Jan Howard Finder, and Toastmaster Alan J. Wild. BYOB Con 9 held 1979 at the Grandview Hotel, and featured author guest of honor Carl Edward Wagner, fan guest Martha Beck, special guest Carl Sherrill, and Toastmaster Andrew J. Offutt. 1980s. ConQuesT 1980 held 1980 at the Hotel President, and featured author guest of honor Gordon R. Dixon, fan guest Garth Danielson, and Toastmaster John Kessel. ConQuesT 2 held 1981 at the Hotel Continental, and featured author guest of honor Paul Anderson, fan guest of honor Donald C. Thompson, and Toastmaster Lee Killer. ConQuesT 3 held 1982 at the Downtown Roadway Inn, and featured author guest of honor Norman Spinrad, fan guest of honor Nancy Nutt, and Toastmaster Warren Norwood. ConQuesT 4 plus 10, including 1970s cons, held 1983 at the Downtown Howard Johnson Central, and featured author guest of honor Kate Wilhelm, fan guest Ken Moore, and Toastmaster John Kessel. ConQuesT 15 held 1984 at the Downtown Howard Johnson Central, and featured author guest of honor Frederick Pohl, fan guest Susan Satterfield, and Toastmaster Thomas M. Disc. ConQuest 16 held 1985 at the downtown Howard Johnson's Central, and featured author guest of honor George R. Martin, artist guest of honor Del Harris, fan guests Robert Buck Colson and Juanita Colson, and Toastmaster Algus Boudries. ConQuest 17 held 1986 at the downtown Howard Johnson's Central, and featured author guest of honor Tim Powers, fan guest Anne Lehman Chancellor, and Toastmaster Edward Bryant. ConQuest 18 held 1987 at the downtown Howard Johnson's Central, and featured author guest of honor John Varley, artist guest of honor Don Mates, fan guest Brian Thompson, and Toastmaster Rusty Hevelin. ConQuest 19 held 1988 at the downtown Howard Johnson's Central, and featured author guest of honor Howard Waldrop, artist guest of honor Carl Lundgren, fan guest Bob Hayes, and Toastmaster David G. Hartwell. ConQuest 20 held 1989 at the downtown Howard Johnson's Central, and featured author guest of honor Elizabeth Scarborough, artist guest Angela Lowry, fan guest Rebecca Rogg, and Toastmaster C. J. Cherry. 1990s. ConQuest 21 held 1990 at the downtown Howard Johnson Central, and featured author guest of honor Melinda M. Snodgrass, fan guest David Means, artist guest Darrell K. Sweet, and Toastmaster Bradley Denton. ConQuest 22 held 1991, and featured author guest of honor John Kessel, fan guest Laura Layu, artist guest Dan Patterson, and Toastmaster Mike McQuay. ConQuest 23 held May 22 to 24, 1992, and featured author guest of honor Michael Cube McDowell, fan guest Uncle Timmy Bolgio, artist guest Bob Eggleton, and Toastmaster Vic Milan. ConQuest 24 held May 28 to 30, 1993, and featured author guest of honor James P. Hogan, fan guest Paris, artist guest Nick Smith, and Toastmaster Stephen Gould. ConQuest 25 held May 27 to 30, 1994, at the Park Place Hotel in Kansas City, Missouri. Featured author guest of honor Stephen Brast, fan guest Leonard Bishop, artist guest David Cherry, and Toastmaster Pat Cadigan. ConQuest 26 held May 26 to 28, 1995, at the Park Place Hotel in Kansas City, Missouri. Featured author guest of honor Octavia Butler, fan guest Cheryl Medley, artist guest David Lee Anderson, special guest Mike Glyer, and Toastmaster Mike Resnick. ConQuest 27 held May 24 to 26, 1996, at the Park Place Hotel in Kansas City, Missouri. Featured guest of honor Alan Steele, fan guest Myrna Logan, artist guest Lou Boff, special guest Wilson Bob Tucker, and Toastmaster Lee Killer. ConQuest 28 held May 23 to 25, 1997, at the Park Place Hotel in Kansas City, Missouri. Featured guest of honor Larry Niven, fan guest Bob Staltman, artist guest Alan M. Clark, and Toastmaster W.M. Mark Simmons. ConQuest 29 held May 22 to 24, 1998, at the Park Place Hotel in Kansas City, Missouri. Featured guest of honor K. W. Jeter, fan guest Gerald Burton, artist guest Keith Burdack, and Toastmaster Vic Milan. ConQuest 30 held May 28 to 30, 1999, at the Park Place Hotel in Kansas City, Missouri. Featured guest of honor David Drake, artist guest Robert J. R. Daniels, fan guest Samantha Straff, special guest Wilson Bob Tucker, and Toastmaster Esther Friesner. 2000s. ConQuest 31 held May 26 to 28, 2000, at the Park Place Hotel in Kansas City, Missouri. Featured guest of honor Walter John Williams. Fan guests Dick Smith and Leah Zeld Smith. Artist guest Brad W. Foster. And Toastmaster Darrell K. Sweet. Convention theme: It's the end of the world as we know it. Quote: ConQuesT 32 held May 25 to 27, 2001, at the Park Place Hotel in Kansas City, Missouri. Featured guest of honor James K. Morrow. Fan guest Roger Tenya. Artist guest Bill Hodgson. And Toastmaster Stephen Pagel. ConQuesT 33 held May 24 to 26, 2002, at the Kansas City Airport Hilton. Featured guest of honor Connie Willis. Fan guest of honor Michael J. Walsh. Artist guest Frank Kelly Frears. Toastmaster Patrick Nielsen Hayden. Theme was 33 1/3. ConQuesT 34 held May 23 to 25, 2003. At the Kansas City Airport Hilton. Featured guest of honor Elizabeth Moon. Fan guest Suzanne Carnival Reese. Artist guest of honor Vincent I. Fate. Special guest John Ringo. And Toastmaster Ellen Datlow. ConQuesT 35 held May 28 to 30, 2004. At the Kansas City Airport Hilton. Featured author guest of honor Jennifer Robertson and artist guest of honor Jody A. Lee. ConQuesT 36 held May 27 to 29, 2005, at the Kansas City Airport Hilton. Featured author guest of honor Joe Haldeman. Fan guests Les and Jeanette Roth. Artist guest Teresa Mather. And Toastmaster George R. Martin. ConQuesT 37 held May 26 to 28, 2006, at the Kansas City Airport Hilton. Featured author guest of honor Cage Baker. Fan guest Charles Piale. And artist guest Mitch Bentley. And Toastmaster Howard Waldrop. ConQuesT 38 held May 25 to 27, 2007, at the Kansas City Airport Hilton. Featured author guest of honor Phyllis Eisenstein. Fan guest Deb Geisler. Artist guest Teddy Javier. And toast mistress Teresa Nielsen Hayden. ConQuesT 39 held May 23 to 25, 2008, at the Kansas City Airport Hilton. Featured author guest of honor Joe R. Lansdale. Fan guests Chris and Laurie Fellner. Media guests Jeff Easton, Ellen Muth. Artist guest David Lee Anderson. And Toastmaster William Mark Simmons. ConQuesT 40 held May 22 to 24, 2009, at the Hyatt Regency Crown Center. Featured author guest of honor John Scalzi. Fan guest Ed Degree. Media guest Jerry Gelb. Artist guest Oberon Zell. Toastmaster Ellen Datlow. 2010s. ConQuesT 41 held May 28 to 30, 2010 at the Hyatt Regency Crown Center in Kansas City. Mo featured author guest of honor Michael Swanwick. Fan guest Jerry Sullivan. Artist guest Perry Charlie Fu. Special guest Pete Abrams. And Toastmaster Tony Weisskopf. The theme for the weekend was Steampunk and Evil Geniuses. ConQuesT 42 held May 27 to 29, 2011 at the Hyatt Regency Crown Center in Kansas City. Mo featured author guest of honor Tamora Pierce. Fan guest Tadao Tomomatsu. Artist guest Erin McKee. Media guest The Great Luke Ski. And Toastmaster Rachel Kane. The theme for the weekend was Life, the Universe, and You Know the Drill. Bring your own towel. Quote: ConQuesT 43 held May 25 to 27, 2012, at the Sheraton Kansas City Hotel at Crown Center in downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Featured author guests of honor Sharon Lee and Steve Miller. Fan guest Tim Miller, of Thencon. Artist guest Ursula Vernon. Editor guest Gardner Dozoish. And Toastmaster Susan Satterfield. The theme for the weekend was Into the Unknown. ConQuesT 44 held May 24 to 26, 2013, at the Holiday Inn Cocoa Key Water Resort in eastern Kansas City, Missouri. Guests of honor included author Patrick Rothfuss, fan guest Christopher Garcia, artist guest John Picasso, editor guest Teresa Nielsen Hayden, comics guest John Kovalic, and Toastmaster author Patricia C. Reed. Other program participants included fantasy authors George R. Martin and Bradley Denton. The theme for the convention weekend was magic, mystery and mayhem. ConQuesT 45 held May 23 to 25, 2014, at the Kansas City Marriott downtown in Kansas City, Missouri. Guests of honor included author guest Glenn Cook, fan guests Barb and Ray Van Tilburg, artist guest David Lee Pancake, science guest Bridget Landry of JPL, and Toastmaster Caroline Spector. The theme was fantasy and science fiction, noir. ConQuesT 46 held May 22 to 24, 2015, at the Kansas City Marriott downtown in Kansas City, Missouri. Guests of honor included author guest Brandon Sanderson, fan guest Mark Oshiro, artist guest Nene Thomas, editor guest George R. Martin, and Toastmaster Selena Rosen. The convention's theme was, "The Adventure Begins Here," quote, an homage to role-play gaming. ConQuesT 47 held May 27 to 29, 2016 at the Sheraton Kansas City Hotel at Crown Center. Guests of honor included author and NEDIO Korafor, fan guest Diane Lacey, artist guest Julie Dillon, and Toastmaster Seanan McGuire. The convention's theme was Prime, upcoming. ConQuesT 48, to be held May 26 to 28, 2017 at Sheraton Kansas City Hotel at Crown Center. Author guest of honor Robert J. Sawyer, fan guest of honor Zach Zacharala, artist guest of honor AFUA Richardson, and Toastmaster Jonathan Mayberry. No convention theme has been announced. Citations. Bibliography. Subi. David. Editor. The Handbook of the Kansas City Science Fiction and Fantasy Society. Version 2.1. CAFS Press. 2002. No ISBN. Contains convention listings through 2002. ConQuesT homepage.